to Through the Bible. Let us listen to our next story 12 Spies Sent into Canaan. Numbers chapters 13 and 14. The people of Israel spent a whole year at the foot of Mount Sinai while they built the tabernacle according to God's plan and learned from Moses the laws God had given. Then they moved on until they came, in the end, to the wilderness of Zin, at a place called Kadesh Barnea. There something happened which must have excited the people very much, because it meant they were coming close to the land of promise. God gave instructions to Moses, and Moses chose a leading man from each tribe, 12 men in all, to go ahead to spy out the land of Canaan, to find about its riches, and to see how strong were the enemies they would have to fight in the land. At the head of this little band, Moses placed Joshua, the son of Nun. This was dangerous work, but Joshua was a brave man. Into the land of Canaan slipped the spies, and they searched through it from south to north. On their way, they passed through the land of the tall people, the giants, the sons of Anak. This was a frightening experience for most of them. They moved north through the hill country where the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites lived, and then around the river Jordan and Lake Galilee where they saw Canaanites. The towns and cities were large and well fortified. They went as far as north as Rehob before turning back and retracing their steps. On their way back, they came to the brook of Eshcol, and there they found a wonderful grapevine. They cut off one branch of grapes from the vine, and it was so heavy that 2 men were needed to carry it on a pole between them. They took pomegranates and figs as well to show to Moses and the rest of the Israelites. 40 days long they searched through the land of Canaan, and then went back to the Israelite camp at Kadesh Barnea in the wilderness of Zin. There they reported that the land was truly a rich land, but most of them were afraid of the people that lived there. All they could think of were the fortified towns they had seen and the warlike tribes who lived in them, the Amalekites and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites and the Canaanites, and especially the giant children of Anak. They felt they were as tiny as grasshoppers compared with those fierce people, and they were sure the Israelites would not be able to fight against them and win. Only Caleb and Joshua felt they should move into the land straight away. As usual, the Israelites began to weep and to complain. If they had only stayed in Egypt and died there, or even out in the desert, then they would never have to face those terrible people. They lost heart so easily. They even wanted to choose another leader and struggle all the way back through the desert to Egypt. When they heard this, Moses and Aaron threw themselves down on the ground and prayed to God for their people. And Caleb and Joshua were so upset that they tore their clothes as they pleaded with the people. They begged them to trust in God. Canaan was a good land and rich, and if they were obedient, God would lead them in safely. But the people tried to stone them to death. Then God stepped in. He let the people see His glory shining about the tabernacle. To warn them, He knew what was happening, and to remind them of His promises. To Moses He said that He was so angry with them that He wanted to destroy all except Moses and his family. But Moses begged Him to be merciful to them and not destroy them altogether. Then God said that He would not do as He had said, but still all the people who had rebelled would not be allowed to go into the land. The 10 spies who brought a bad report died of a plague. Of all the grown-ups amongst them, only Joshua and Caleb would be allowed to cross into the land of promise together with the children of the rest of the people. For every day the spies had spent in the land, the Israelites would have to spend a whole year in the desert, 40 years altogether. When they heard this, the people hurriedly changed their minds. They would do as God had said. They would go in the very next day. They were sorry they had been disobedient, but it was too late. God would not heed their cry. They must go back into the desert as He had told them, or He could not be with them to protect them. Still they tried to go into Canaan, even though Moses was not with them nor the Ark of the Covenant. As they struggled on, bands of Amalekites and Canaanites attacked them, and they were driven back to the camp to go into the desert as God had said. And 40 years long they wandered in the wilderness of Zin and other parts of the desert, until all who had refused to obey God were dead, and their children only were allowed to pass into the land with Joshua and Caleb.